Karen. So I'm starting a little series of videos with a humorous approach to little insider tips, things that cross our desk that make us go, and things that you can be doing or not doing that really can up the game for your self-tapes and submissions and just kind of in general. So my series is now going to be called Please Don't Self-Tape in the Shower and Other Nuggets of Wisdom. So I know many of you going, of course I would not do a self-tape in the shower. Well, you'd be surprised because I've actually this week gotten several self-tapes from people who decided to do their self-tapes inside their bathrooms. Some were just in the bathroom, some were inside their shower. Now, the water was not running, I will give you that. However, there really is never a good time or reason to do a self-tape in a bathroom. Couple of reasons for this. Number one, I think a lot of times people, if they're doing a vocal tape, may think, oh, but listen to all this great echo and reverb and all of that. It really actually hides your voice, which is not good because that is not a clear representation of what you sound like. That's number one. Number two, when people are sending self-tapes, you have to put yourself, kind of on the other side of the table, so to speak, and think about what else is this manager, agent, casting director, producer, director, whoever is ultimately potentially going to see this tape, what else are they seeing and how is your tape going to compare to that? And I can tell you that the vast majority of tapes that kind of move forward, that move from being a submission to a casting director to then being kind of in consideration and being passed on to a creative team, really look professionally taped. I mean, it's kind of like a really minimum level of skill that you need to have to do that and equipment that you need to have to do that. It is so easy and there's really no excuse to not do it. If you were pursuing a sport, you wouldn't be like, oh, I could do all of my training and become a long distance runner, but I really don't want to buy sneakers. I'm going to run in my work boots because that's what I have. And then think that the outcome is going to be good. It's kind of the same thing with self-taping and being an actor. There's really basic equipment that you need to have in order to be successful. And it's a little bit of an investment. And really, in the scheme of things, it's a little bit of investment. I could tell you that for parents who have kids pursuing sports or other things, the equipment they need to buy and the training and all of the stuff that goes into, whether it's a competition level dancer or whether it's figure skating or ice hockey or travel baseball or literally anything, you have to buy equipment. You have to buy the things that that child or adult or whoever is pursuing this needs to be able to pursue it in, at a level that makes sense. The things that you need are a pop-up blue screen or gray, and you really have to think about what coloring works for your skin tone. So that's like a separate kind of thing I'll talk about, but like you need a pop-up screen. And the reason I'm saying a pop-up screen as opposed to fabric that's hanging that you can buy, or even to a certain extent doing it against a plain wall, which is okay if you've painted it the right color and it's kind of set up in a way that makes sense, you could absolutely do it against a plain wall, but you can't do it against like a muddy looking color or a color that's not flattering. Like a light to medium gray works really well for some people's skin tones and really looks great in self-tapes. But what you don't want to have is a backdrop that has wrinkles, that's reflective, that has any kind of distractions on it. So the reason, and even within the pop-up screen world, some are really good and some you open them and they still have wrinkles. So you need to find the ones, and I try to list ones that work well for that. But like if you should get one and you order it on Amazon and you open it up and you're like, ooh, this has like a weird shiny sheen to it and it still has wrinkles, pack it back up and return it and try a different one or find a recommendation for one. And and sometimes when you order things on Amazon, and even though you think you know the brand and whatever, and we can recommend something, every now and then it's like they swap production of it or something, and something changes and it's not actually as good as the one that we may have bought a year ago and are recommending. So should you receive something and it's not looking the way you want it, do not, for the $35 or $40 or $45, just be like, oh, I'm not going to pack it up and return it. You spent the money, return it, get a different one, get one that works. Okay, so you need, and the reason that the pop-up screens work really well is because they like absorb the light in a certain way. Their color, their colors are really specific colors, so the cameras are able to really adjust their colors, and you could even in post-production, if you get a little fancy with it, you know, you can white balance, you can color correct and all of that, and that works well with these colors that the screens are. Do not do it on the green side. Doesn't look good. The blue or gray, to me, are really the best. I know some people could tape on white, whatever, I mean, but it's not as flattering to be honest. But don't pick like these peachy or beigey, washed out looking colors. They really do very little for anybody's skin tone. So get a pop-up screen. That's number one. You need a mic of some kind. Right now, I am using my earbuds, and I'm doing that intentionally. I am standing like, I don't know, 2 feet away from the camera, and I have my iPhone earbuds that have the little microphone on it, and it's tucked into my shirt. I don't know if you can see it. It's right here. It's tucked into my shirt. But it gets rid of the echo in the room. It brings my voice very present. And if you had a self-tape reader with you who would be standing very close to your phone, they're going to be louder if you don't do an external mic, because they're going to be closer to the phone. So, you know, they will just be louder. You can buy, like, I think it's Power Device or whatever. There's a few like good brands of lavalier mics, and then you can get like the little extension cord so you have more flexibility. Right now I'm kind of tethered. I feel like I can't really move a lot, but you can get ones with extensions. Make sure you get the correct adapter and use the right adapter that goes with it. For example, I can post a link to this, like I think it's called PowerWise or Power Device, I forget exactly what it's called, lavalier. If you do not use their like, you know, 1/8 inch adapter to iPhone Lightning, you can end up with this little hum. If you buy like the off-brand ones or whatever, you need either the Apple brand, and it's like an $8 or $10 thing, like the little adapter, or you need the one that comes with that kit. If you use other ones and you tape, you're gonna hear a zzz underneath it, which is kind of annoying. So that's something to be aware of. But get a lavalier mic, and they come with extension cords, and you can have total freedom of movement to move around a little bit. They're like 20 or 30 bucks. Do it. Get some kind of lighting. Right now I'm standing in front of a window. So the window is like behind the phone, and I have a little ring light just to add, because it's a really gray, gloomy day out. Normally I wouldn't even need a ring light, to be honest, but I added it because the room is dark and it's very gloomy outside, so I added a little bit of a light. I bought, I think this is, if I recall correctly, an 8 or 10 inch ring light. It is not even big. This is one you can put in your backpack. This is one you can put in a suitcase if you're traveling. You should buy things that if you need to travel, or you're on a tour, you're on the road, or you're at a hotel, you know, or you're sending your kids to summer camp, you know, or whatever, buy a small ring light, buy the lavalier mic, have it, and a lot of these ring lights, you put the adapter, I don't have it this way right now, but you put the adapter for your iPhone right on the ring light thing. So you have the ring light, the adapter for your phone, you plug in your little mic. The ring light I have has the option to plug into like a power bank thing, you know, the little portable charger things. So you don't even need to be near an outlet, because sometimes when you're traveling or you're somewhere awkward, you're like, I could do it against this plain wall, but there's not an outlet and I can't, all of those things. Get the one that has the ability to have, you know, plug into a power thing. So you are completely portable. You can literally find a nook anywhere, right? If you're taping against a flat wall, plain color wall, do not stand against the wall. Stand 2, 3 feet away. Give yourself some distance. Figure out the shadows behind you. If you have it in you to have 2 lights, you could actually put a light behind you facing the wall to illuminate behind you. And it gives a really nice depth of field, kind of like behind you, kind of glows. You're not facing the light towards you, you're facing it towards the wall. It gets rid of the shadows. It's really effective. A lot of the people who do professional self-tapes will have a small little, like almost like mini floodlight or light bulb light. It's nothing fancy. I think they're super cheap. I'll try to put this on a list also. And face the wall. They put it low down, they angle it up. Voila, you got rid of your shadows. You have some distance from the wall, and everything looks great. You could do it with the blue screen too. All in, okay? And besides the ring light, which for some people will work well and others, it could do weird things for their eyes. Again, different people's eye colors react differently. So figure out what works for you, okay? But you can also buy, and the brand is Neewer. I'm assuming it's pronounced Neewer. I don't know. Photography people can probably tell me. But they have the flat LED lights, and buy one with enough bulbs, and it has the 2 controls for white and yellow, so you could kind of create a nice balance for yourself for what skin tone looks good for you, so that you don't look too icy maybe, or too yellowish, you can balance it out. You could lower it so that it has a dial for how, high and low that light is. So maybe you just need a touch of light. Maybe you don't need to be blinded and it's washing you out if you add too much light. So you can get one of those, I don't know, it's under $100. I think you could get the set of two even for like $100 or $120 or something like that. You can get the option to get the batteries that go in the back and the battery pack. And then again, you are completely portable. There's sometimes very frustrating to figure out outlets and wires and you're tripping and all of that stuff. So you can also do that. So these are like the basic things. These are the tools of the trade that you need to be able to do this. You need, to recap, a pop-up screen, which is portable. Then you can take it with you anywhere. They're flat. I'll teach you how to close them. That's a different story. It's a different tape. But they lie flat. So they're easy to bring with. Make sure they do not have wrinkles. Make sure they are not reflective. Make sure they're a color that flatters your skin tone, okay? You need some kind of lighting. And by the way, when you do lighting, right now I am in a room with no lamps on. No overhead lights, no fluorescent lights, no whatever the recessed lighting would be here in my living room, no lamps. The reason for this is if you start adding other colors, that's when you get that weird skin tone. Your camera cannot adjust for all these different light sources with different temperatures, basically, different color temperatures. And it makes it look muddy. That's when you get the not clear, crisp photos, okay? Or videos in this case or whatever. So no lights. It will feel dark to you when you're doing it, but test a sample, see how it looks, and play with your external light to get it right. But don't add lamps, whatever you do, all right? It will make it terrible. So that's that. So we have pop-up, we have lighting, and your lighting stands that you get can have a clip to add on an iPhone like adapter or phone adapter, or just get a separate small tiny tripod, selfie type tripod, anything that works. And right now my eyes are eye level with the camera lens. So that's what you want to be, pretty much, right? And if I was doing a self-tape, I would not be doing this direct to camera. I would be talking to my reader who's over here or over here, or to people that I've placed in the scene around me, but I would not be doing it direct to camera. Only the slate goes direct to camera. This is more information that I wanted to give in this video. So those are the things you need. External mic, lavalier is fine, or you can get one that plugs directly into your phone. They're a little more expensive, but you can get like a directional mic that's just plugs right into your phone and will also up your audio quality, but that's ending up close to your reader. So that's kind of the caveat on that one. So I prefer the lavaliers. Wired is fine, all great, inexpensive. Light, pop-up, tripod, mic. That's it. Probably, definitely for under $200, but probably under $150, you can get all of this. If it saves you from having to do one professionally shot self-tape, you have paid for your thing. And this is not to say you should not go and get your self-tapes if it's a big audition, professionally coached and taped, because there are definitely times you should. But there are times that you get the thing on a Thursday and they want it Friday morning, and you can't do that. You have to get good at it. You have to be good at it. And if you learn how to do this, you could also learn how to set up an iPad over here, maybe with your lines, get a big one, or turn around a computer thing and have a scene up, or tape something to a music stand and print it really big to catch a line that you don't know. But self-tapes should always be 100% memorized, unless they gave you 12 pages and a night to do it. And then you have to figure out how to make it look like it's memorized, even if it's not, all right? But I'm going to end this one because this is a lot of other things that I actually will get back to. So for today's little topic is do not self-tape in the bathroom, ever. And I started this by saying you have to think of who the other people are on the other end, right? And if you self-tape in the bathroom, you're making casting feel like they're going to have to apologize for this tape if they love it. They're going to send it to the director and go, I know she's standing in the bathroom when she's doing this, but it's really good. Do you ever want somebody to feel, or for them to be like, I don't know if I really want to send this off. I mean, the person's talented, but this really looks kind of crummy. Because every other tape they're getting, not literally every tape, but the tapes, the vast majority of tapes that are going to be in consideration are going to be filmed well. They're going to be filmed in a professional manner. And yours is going to stand up like, stand out like amateur hour. If you're standing, with your Head and Shoulders shampoo being seen in the corner because you're standing in the shower. So do not stand in the shower. Do not stand in the bathroom. All right, that's it. So I'll do more videos on other tips for you to work on. Talk to you soon.